Well, hello and welcome to my channel. This is 𝗫𝗫𝗃𝗃, the Positive Vibes artist, and I'm here to show you Ferris wheel press inks. These inks are a watercolor base. Here I am using just a plastic pipette, and I am attempting here to watercolor draw some roses. As I said, Ferris wheel press inks are water-based. You can use them just like you would use liquid watercolors. So you can use them with a brush. And many of their inks have a gorgeous shimmer to them. So for those of you who are a fan of shimmer watercolor paints, Ferris wheel press would really be a hit with you. And their colors are very rich. And they also, when you use them with a brush, they show a very nice variegated shading. Many of them have a shading to them. Many of them have an added sheen. Absolutely gorgeous colors. This one here is called 𝗺𝗻𝗄𝗹. It's like 𝗺𝗲𝗴𝗂𝗪, but it's kind of like a conflation of that. And it's a purple ink with a really nice green shimmer is what I've used for the heads of the roses. The rose stems, I am using Brilliant Beanstalk, which is a color of the Ferris wheel press Fairy Tales line of inks. Each one is based upon a well-known fairy tale. And I want to mention too the boxes of Ferris wheel press inks. For those of you who really enjoy the packaging of an item, the packaging is just stupendous. The design on every box is unique to that color of ink housed within that box. So not only is the box color coordinated with the ink color, but the imagery on the box, it harmonizes with the name of the color. So it's really neat. I've saved many of their boxes. I'll have to put another little video together to show you what the boxes look like. I've got like maybe around 20 of them. I am a Ferris wheel press Jubilee ambassador, and my code is below. I'll also flash it on the screen here. If you go to 𝗪𝗀𝗇𝗏press.com and use my code, you save 10%. And you also help to support a fellow creative, and that's at no extra cost to you. You pay the same as anyone else ordering from their website. So here I am just sketching in the leaves for the roses. And this was just a really loose and impromptu project. I just had this wild idea. What would happen if I just put some ink in this pipette and just started using it? I was going to use a water brush, and those are brushes that come with a empty plastic receptacle, and you unscrew the brush end of the brush and you put water in the plastic receptacle, and then you have instant access to water. You don't have to dip your brush in water. I was going to use one of those, but then I had this pipette there just sitting there, and I was like, no, I think I'm going to use this and see what happens. And I really like how it turned out. I mean, it forced me to be loose. I have a thing about really having to control the brush. Excuse me, I have allergies. And so when I first became a watercolor artist back in 2017, it was really difficult for me to relinquish that control, because with watercolor, you don't have the control that you have with pencil, which is what was my preferred medium previous to watercolor. You don't even have the amount of control that you have with acrylic paint. Another example, and another medium I use quite a bit. So making the jump to watercolor for me, in the beginning, it was a whole lot of frustration. But then once I just relaxed about it and let the paint play with the water, that's when I really began to enjoy it. And it's the same thing with these inks. I had been using them exclusively within my fountain pens. I have a very large fountain pen collection. I mean, some may say I have a problem. I don't know. But and I've been using them in my journaling, especially in my 𝗍𝗿𝗂𝗍𝗍 cousin, 𝗍𝗃. And I used them all last year in my 𝗍𝗿𝗂𝗍 cousin. Wonderful in fountain pens as well. And this is Ferris wheel press watercolor inks.